Okay, welcome back to College Sports Evaluations Metrics Mania. We have Maureen Kirchner back on with us, aka Mo. Super excited to have her back. Welcome, Mo.
Thanks, Jesse.
So today we want to dive a little bit deeper into objective testing of college athletes with Mo. So to give you guys another refresher on what college sports evaluation does, we evaluate youth athletes both objectively and subjectively. We help pair those two measurements into a college ranking level so that they can see truly what skill sets they have and how their trajectory towards playing in college is lining up. We help give them developmental feedback to achieve those goals in unison with their CSE score. So, part of us being able to effectively compare these athletes to the collegiate level, we need to really understand how college athletes in today's day and age, like now, how they're playing and testing. So, what CSE's annual initiative is to get on college campuses and get some objective measurements taken with some of our partner center data, including blast motion and Rapsodo. So Mo's going to help give us a little bit more insight into what these college testings are all about and what our staff is really tackling on college campuses across the nation today. So, Mo, can you help us understand exactly what our staff is doing when they get on campus and start working with these teams?
Yeah, absolutely. As you mentioned, we gather a lot of different types of data on all of these athletes. One of the most important ones is pitching. So, all of the pitchers on the collegiate staff will pitch to a Rapsodo. So, we get things such as velocity, but then also spin rates and vertical and horizontal break, all these really cool pitching metrics. And then for hitters, they get to use blast. So we get to see things like their bat speed, their rotational acceleration. We also get their exit velocity using a pocket radar. For the defensive players, we get their overhand arm velos. We also get their home to first times and their home to home times. And then they also get to use our Flanker app, which was developed alongside the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga. And the Flanker app basically measures reaction time, both the actual speed as well as the accuracy. So obviously makes a lot of sense to measure defensive athletes on that, but then we also know that it can be correlated to hitting success. So we look at it from a hitting perspective as well. And so we do all of that on the field. But then even beforehand, all of those collegiate athletes get to take a tap test through Riser Mindset. So we get to see what their mental aptitude looks like. So it's really great. We get to see a lot of really cool metrics on all these collegiate players. And as you said, we're doing this year after year. So that we can better correlate the kids that we see, the younger athletes, where they could actually end up in playing college.
That's awesome. I have to imagine these college coaches are just drooling for this data, anything from the mental aptitude all the way to objectively how these players are reacting on the field is a pretty cool measurement for these coaches to even receive on their current players. So
Absolutely.
exciting. And I also have to imagine that not all college levels have access to these sensor data like blast motion and Rapsodo. So what colleges are being tested right now?
We really wanted to make sure that we covered the gamut across all divisions and geographically. So we are testing everybody from the top Power 5 levels to mid-major D1s to D2s, NAIA such as Menlo College in California, and then lots of JUCOs. We are testing Gulf Coast State in Florida, and then all the way back across the country, Yavapai College in Arizona. So we really want to make sure, one, that we get all of the divisions tested, right? Because we don't want our data sets to be skewed in any one direction, only Power 5 or only JUCO, let's say. So we want to make sure we cover the gamut. And then also geographically, we want to make sure that the data set that we have is very diverse. So we're taking a lot of effort to make sure that all of our bases are covered.
That's great. I think that one of the biggest initiatives that CSE is pushing is that it's not only the Power Fives and D1 schools that athletes should be looking to play at. A lot of the players fit in so many different levels, and so to get these statistical norms at across all different types of levels is hugely important. So what's
Yeah.
the why behind CSE being on campus and getting these tests done?
Yeah, well, a lot of the existing statistical norms always center around D1. They're just the most obvious candidates, and everyone knows who they are. So it's fun to get those types of norms. But just like you said, we want to get norms across all divisions. Because there are lots of opportunities for kids to play at all of these divisions. And so we at CSE are really interested at what the differences really look like. And the only way that we know that is by gathering the data across lots of divisions. So for instance, in Rapsodo, they have a data guide that's public. You can get it and you can see lots of norms, things like velocity at the D1 level, right? Per pitch type. But I would love to see it do those norms change for a D1 pitcher versus, say, a JUCO 2 pitcher? Maybe it's quite a large difference. Maybe it's not a big difference at all. Those are questions that we need to be able to answer, and the only way we can really do that is by testing both divisions. So that's why we're again taking such great pains to make sure that we test lots of different colleges and lots of different places.
Absolutely. I gotta imagine it's fun for these athletes on campus to be getting access to these numbers too. I mean, I'm not trying to age you here, Mo, but did you do this kind of stuff when you were playing in college?
So I was a catcher, so we knew our pop times. Honestly, that was it. I didn't know what my overhand arm velo was. I didn't know what my bat speed was. So no, there wasn't a lot of this technology available, and it does change a lot depending on the college, right? So some of the Power Five schools have this type of technology on their campuses just because their budgets are so much larger. But then there's lots of schools in the D2, D3 JUCO range that just don't have access to this kind of stuff, mostly for budgetary reasons. And so, yeah, absolutely, they are thrilled to get this information as well. And the coaches love to get their hands on it so that they can start setting up developmental plans for their own kids. So it seems to be a win-win for everybody.
Well, that's what we like to hear. Well,
Yeah.
thanks for your time, Mo. If you guys want to learn a little bit more about the college testing we are doing, you can feel free to follow our social media accounts on Facebook and Instagram. And we also have a webpage dedicated to tracking our college testing. So thanks for joining us today, Mo, and we look forward to your sessions.
Yeah.